You know that moment where everything technically looks fine, but your body is telling a completely different story? Yeah, I experienced those a lot. One time I was in my office, planner open, pen still in my hand. I'd already crossed off 7 things and it was barely past 10 a.m. Technically, I was ahead, but I didn't feel accomplished. I felt wired, chest tight, jaw locked, mind racing. Not about anything urgent, just spinning between should I answer that one email I've been avoiding or should I go reorganize a folder I haven't looked at in months. And neither task really mattered. They were just easier than doing nothing, because doing nothing felt like turning up the volume on everything I didn't want to feel. That's when it landed. I wasn't being productive, I was actually avoiding, and I had been for a long time. That moment wasn't a fluke. It was a glimpse into a pattern I'd been living inside for years. One that looked like drive from the outside, but felt like pressure on the inside. And here's where it gets real. The relationship between productivity and self-worth, it's a tricky one. A lot of us chase productivity like it's the holy grail of success. Like if we can just stay on top of everything, we'll finally feel okay. But what if I told you that constant drive, that need to prove, to achieve, to stay ahead, it often has little to do with ambition and everything to do with old, unresolved stuff. Stuff that taught us early on that being productive equals being safe. I see it all the time in my work. High achievers who are brilliant, capable, and exhausted because somewhere along the way they started believing their worth was something they had to earn. Productivity is useful until it starts managing your emotions instead of your time. You may not notice it right away, but it shows up in moments like these. You feel tense when your calendar opens up. You check email compulsively to avoid sitting still or missing something. You fill time with extra work just to feel less uneasy. You confuse movement with meaning. This isn't about being busy. This is about trying to stay in motion so you don't have to feel what's underneath. So let's bring in some neuroscience, but keep it simple. Your body has built-in survival strategies: fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and sometimes it picks one that doesn't look dramatic from the outside, but quietly shapes how you move through the world. For some people, staying busy is the nervous system's way of feeling safe. Not because there's a real threat, but because the body learned that motion kept things predictable. If being productive helped you avoid conflict, criticism, or emotional chaos growing up, your system may have learned to stay in motion to stay protected. I can't tell you how many clients I've had who were shamed for watching TV as a kid or a teen because they should have been doing something more productive. Even now as an adult, slowing down doesn't feel restful. It feels off. Not just boring, not just unmotivated, uncomfortable. Because for your system, stillness used to mean something might go wrong. So let's talk about how this actually feels. Not in theory, but in real life. The list never feels done. Even when you complete everything, your brain is already generating more. It's not about finishing, it's about staying occupied. Small wins don't satisfy. You check something off and feel good for about 30 seconds, and then the anxiety creeps back in. That's not satisfaction, that's temporary relief. And quiet moments feel wrong. You've intentionally created free time, and instead of enjoying it, you're refreshing tabs or mentally creating a new list of shoulds. You don't actually know how to spend your free time because you've never let yourself learn what brings you joy and restoration. This leads to self-sabotage by filling that time with more productivity. It's not organization, it's not hustle. It's using productivity as a shield so you don't have to sit with discomfort, uncertainty, or doubt. Here are a few signs this is happening in your own life. Number 1, stillness makes you anxious. You always feel like something's being forgotten, even when there's nothing urgent. 2, you feel uneasy if you haven't accomplished something that day. You tell yourself you're behind, even if no one's waiting on you. 3, you take on extra work just to feel calm. It's not about the work, it's about needing motion and the validation of being the reliable one. Number 4, you optimize instead of act. You tweak your systems, plan ahead, or reorganize instead of starting the actual work. This is a trap I personally get into. I always feel like I need to learn more before I take action, but this is a protective strategy, and I often have to call myself out for it. Sometimes I'll put myself on an information diet, so I don't have the option to seek out more knowledge. I have to take action instead. If you confuse busy with valuable, if you're not doing something you feel unimportant or worse, unworthy, then this isn't about time, it's about safety. So So let's talk about how to start doing things differently without swinging to extremes. Here's the good news. You can still get things done without being ruled by them. These are small shifts, but they create big openings. 1, schedule rest like a task. Put it on your calendar, make it non-negotiable. If your brain resists, which it likely will, label it something practical like recharge time. Don't wait to earn it, you already have. Number 2 is track meaning, not just tasks. So end your day with these 3 questions. What actually mattered today? What didn't get done, and how did that feel? Did anything today bring clarity or peace, even if it wasn't measurable? This trains your brain to recognize value outside of output. Over time, it starts to rewire your reward system. And in turn, this rewires your brain to notice value that isn't tied to checkboxes. Number 3, do a pre-work emotional check-in. Before opening your laptop or jumping into tasks, ask what's really driving me today. Is there anything I'm avoiding feeling? You'd be surprised how often your most productive hours are actually just emotional avoidance in disguise. And number 4, stop treating self-worth like a performance review. You're not a robot. You're allowed to feel proud before the inbox is cleared. You're allowed to feel at peace without earning it. If the only time you feel like you're doing enough is after draining yourself, then something's definitely off. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You just learned, likely early and maybe quietly, that being in motion made you feel safe. And even now, when things are fine, your body still remembers. That's not weakness. That's implicit memory. But here's the thing, you don't have to live like you're one undone task away from losing your shit. You can do less without becoming less. You can pause without falling apart. This isn't about giving up productivity. It's about building a version of it that doesn't eat you alive. I talk more about this in my book, The Overfunctioning, the emotional survival habits, the way we confuse being useful with feeling safe. If you're someone who feels like you never get to just be unless you've earned it, then this book is for you. No hype, no hacks, just the truth, clearly laid out with tools that actually work. So if anything in this video made you sit up a little straighter, let me know. Drop a comment below and tell me what landed. And if no one else has told you lately, you don't have to prove your worth through output. You matter even when nothing is done. Thanks for being here.